Last time on Square Roots, we go to the happiest place on Gaia, the Golden Saucer. It has something for everyone. A muscle man in tiny briefs, a mummy bellhop who hangs upside down, and a cat. Later, Barrett claims he didn't shoot those people. It was the one-armed man, but Shinra doesn't care. I don't care!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hey, it's me, Matthew. Nope, I can't do it. Hi, it's Matthew Van Zant.
John Gongaga Brandon.
I'm Gongaga for this game.
Oh, nice.
Yuck.
And Vanessa.
Vanessa, love you! Trying to do Elmo. That's probably the closest to Cookie Monster I can do.
Elmo got new shoes.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs, one chunker at a time. Welcome to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Part 7. Part 7.
Final
Wow.
Fantasy VII Part 7. Wow. We should call this
There's going
episode.
to be a lot of parts.
We should call this. Yeah, no shit, bud. I'm 60 hours into this game. Who agreed to this?
No one.
That's exactly right.
Half the year
They
between Dragon Age
lulled us.
Inquisition and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's our entire year. And a 2-episode
That sounds
Bayonetta
like
series.
a treat. They
3
lulled us into a
episode
false
Bayonetta
sense of
series.
confidence with a relatively short Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. Now,
Yeah.
they've come to collect.
Who could have known that the game was going to be so huge?
It's not, though. It's just full of silly nonsense, which is fun.
Yeah.
And weirdly still, I don't know. Some parts feel better paced, except for the story, which feels much worse paced.
I like it when the game
dungeons feel
lets
better
me
paced.
run around and do stuff, which is a great description of this chunker. Run around and do stuff. So I'm feeling much
Run
more
around and do
positive
stuff,
than I
the
was
chunker.
last week.
Actually, there's a lot in this chapter. Like, there's a lot of running around and doing stuff, but there's also a lot of plot stuff.
Yeah, and I liked the plot stuff a lot. It was new.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think I said as I was playing it that chapter 9 feels like the first chapter where it's like finally starting to diverge away from doing the first or the original game like beat for beat. This is where it starts to make some pretty big changes.
Does it? I don't really know.
Yeah. Well, Tifa didn't enter the live stream.
Yeah, no, I
In
do
the
remember
original
that
game.
not being in the original, but other than that,
The weapons are fish now for some reason.
yep, we will be holding a trial in an upcoming episode. Is Weapon a whale?
Clearly.
Open.
Objection!
Weapon is it? Is that really?
They all look the same.
They do all look the same. They all look like big, like sperm whales or humpback whales, whatever.
They
kind of
don't
whale
look
it's supposed to
anything
be.
like sperm whales or humpback whales. They're vaguely fish-shaped, and they have big gems in their tummies.
Just like a whale.
Big
Save it
Jim?
for the
Yeah,
trial.
just like whale. All right. Does anybody have any hot gaming news
No,
to share with the class?
Well, let's see.
I didn't. John, you are the one that is like, we can't sit here and look up hot gaming news.
Well, you're asking me, so I am.
No,
looking it
it's
up.
the question is, does anyone have any? The answer apparently is no, you don't have any.
That's
it's not,
true. That's true.
look
Nobody
up the
came
time.
prepared with any hot gaming
It's a
news.
yes or no question.
I just don't think much has come out in the last week. I mean, I don't know. That Fallout 4 thing came out. Everybody seems to like that.
Oh yeah, I guess we'll
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
true.
that.
I think we talked about it last week.
I played a little bit of the some of the new content, and I think it's pretty good. And the game looks amazing. Is that it? Is that all we have?
I want
got nothing.
whoever's editing this to leave in all the dead air while Johnny Googles things.
All the pauses.
Well, why are you blaming me? You all could be talking about stuff.
We don't have anything to talk about. We're ready to move on to the next segment.
Don't think there's no good news. Yeah, so sorry. Let's just level up, buddy.
Is there any bad news?
Who wants to level up?
I'll level up.
Okay.
I saw America's #1 movie, Godzilla times Kong.
Ooh, what did you think?
I loved it. It was fantastic. It was so stupid. It was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. But it was amazing, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So let's talk about one of my favorite things about the movie, which is that a good portion of the movie is just following King Kong around in the Hollow Earth. And I really liked that. I thought it was great. There's no dialogue. He doesn't have a human companion. You know, he's an ape. He can express things with his face. It was great.
So is he just like doing ape stuff, like eating bananas and making nests and things like that?
No, he goes and so the movie sets it up as Kong is sad. He has no family. He's alone. And then if you saw the trailers, you know that he definitely is going to find some other monkeys. He's going to find some other apes, and he does. And at first, he's like, friend? And then they're like, fight! And then he's like, fight! And then at the end, they're like, friends. It's pretty good. I liked
how... Are they little, or are they big like him?
No, they're big like him. There is like a young Kong, like a young one.
Yeah, there's a little kid Kong. When I saw the movie in theaters, as soon as little Kong came on screen, like all at the same time, like 5 teenage girls who were sitting in different places just went, "Aw!"
He's really cute and he's really great, and I loved Baby Kong. And Vanessa, you've never watched a Godzilla movie, am I correct in that assumption?
I don't know. You're not correct. I have watched the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie.
All right, so you're never going to watch this. So, Jim, you want to talk some spoilers about Godzilla versus Kong?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, listeners, you'll have to do a little skip ahead here if you're worried about the spoilers for Godzilla times Kong. Kong finds another, like, bunch of apes that are like...
He finds, like, a whole other
tribe.
part of the planet. Like a whole new part of the planet that's like
deeper...
a parallel dimension or
no,
something.
It's not a parallel dimension.
It's like a hollower.
Yeah, it is a sub-hollow Earth that gets opened when like I don't even know, a crack occurs. And
it somehow has its own sky and gravity.
No, I think it does. I think that movie does a great job with the special effects in that when they're in the hollow Earth, it's not a sky above them. You can see the like rocky top. And I loved that.
How is there a sun?
That the light is coming from all the crystals that they're using to power all their stuff.
Oh yeah. It's so stupid.
It's dumb, but I liked it. Kong finds. So when I saw the trailers, I was like, well, we know that one evil Kong is not going to be the only villain. There's definitely going to be an evil Godzilla, and there was an ice Godzilla. But he was nice, really. He was
that's right. I totally forgot about the ice monster.
He was being controlled by evil Kong, who was named the Scar King. There were some like legit. Jim's talking about like the science of how that was dumb, but I don't care about that at all. What the really dumb stuff was like. There's a scene where where the scientist lady finds some ancient ruins and is like, these are the Iwi tribe. I can read these. And she starts reading them, and they're showing what she's reading on the screen. And gang, they're just pictographs. They're just pictures. Like it shows a carving of Godzilla, and she's like, they named it the monster that ate stars. And I was like, no, that's just a picture of Godzilla. How could you know that? There's no words. There's nothing. It's just a pic. And then Kong goes and meets like this ape tribe, and of course he has to fight the evil Kong King, and he loses because evil Kong has an ice Godzilla.
I love that Kong hurts his hand
on this
evil ape's like whip,
Well,
and so
he hurts his hand because Ice Godzilla freezes his arm.
Oh, that's right. And then like 5 seconds later, they're like, "Oh, it's a good thing we have this giant King Kong sized power glove."
That's exactly what I was going to say.
just ready down the street.
you
like
have
it's
it.
like
You
The
get
other
the humans. No, the humans.
no,
the humans,
there's like a research station there they find.
Yeah, the humans go follow Kong into Hollow Earth, but Kong bails on them, so the humans are like checking out whatever, trying to figure out what's going on their own. But yeah,
Does he know them? Are
they're
they
like
friends?
it is the scientist lady from the last one and the little mute girl from the last one and Dan Stevens, who is apparently like a Godzilla veterinarian.
He's a Titan. He's a Titan veterinarian.
It's amazing.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I fucking loved it. He replaces one of Kong's teeth at one point.
Yeah, there's a whole scene where they pull one of Kong's teeth out.
Delightful. And yeah, they spend 5 minutes being like, what are we going to do? Kong's not going to last a minute. He's only got one hand. And then Dan Stevens like, wait a minute. Remember how we made a power glove and left it down here in Hollow Earth? Let's just go get that. So stupid. So stupid. Meanwhile, Godzilla's floating around the ocean killing other monsters just for funsies, basically. He's powering up because Godzilla knows that evil Kong is back and Godzilla's
like
the
a
one that
psychic
trapped
for
him
some
down
reason.
there. Yeah. Well, no, Mothra is giving off. That's right, Mothra's back. Mothra is giving off spooky vibes, and Godzilla hears the spooky vibes and knows that means that Evil Ape is coming back.
But it's not Mothra. It's like it's Mothra's egg, or she's reincarnating.
It's Mothra's egg.
Yeah.
I loved it, and yes, all of that. If that sounds really stupid to you, it was, but the movie is so fucking fun that it didn't matter. I had such a good time. I was laughing and fucking clapping, and the fight scenes are excellent. And the one thing that I think it did that was really smart is it really centered particularly Kong as kind of your main character without needing a fucking person on his shoulder explaining to you what was going on. And to me, it felt a lot like the second two Planet of the Apes movies of the newer trilogy, which I fucking love. I love those movies, and I love that you get these large parts of the movies where there's no dialogue and there's no music, and it's just like the forest and the apes there. Yeah, Godzilla times Kong. I fucking loved it. I didn't think it could possibly live up to my expectations after how much I loved Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla times Kong nails it. All right, that's it for me. How about you, Johnny? How did you level up?
Hello. I played more Dragon's Dogma 2. After that patch where they reduced the frequency of Dragon's Breath, or whatever it's called, Dragon's Blood.
Is the game more boring now?
No, that game, it's really fun. I love just how crazy it is. I wish it had the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth combat, because that's so much more fun to play, like, beat per beat. I almost figured out how to play Ket Shi today, this weekend.
Ooh.
So that, I think I got it. His bars keep changing, and you have to, like, use them.
What?
Anyway.
You have to summon the Moogle.
Yeah, you have to summon the Moogle.
Well, after you summon the Moogle, if you like wait to press triangle, he gets like more powerful moves, and it keeps getting. It's a bit like Tifa, in that way. Like, yeah.
I don't play as him a lot, but I like having him in my party a lot.
I went to a bar, like a real mat. I went to a bar with my friends because it was a gay bar, and that was fun. We all there's like 8 of us in the end.
Wow. That's fun.
Just sitting around a
Did you
table.
have a good time?
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, I actually was social, and that was a lot of fun.
It must have been a big table.
Yeah, it was. It was enough to fit 8 people.
Not just
So it had to
people.
be pretty-
Bears.
Vanessa. I also had to shave. I was getting a breakout on my chinny chin.
Oh, no.
So, I know. I look like Darth Vader with his mask off.
You do
Yeah,
not.
Return of the Jedi. But that's okay. It'll grow back real fast. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Dragon's Dogma 2, except that it hard crashes to the point where I have to go into Task Manager.
Oh, I hate that.
It won't even let me
Wow.
quit the game through Task Manager. I have to go into Task Manager or like Control Delete and then reboot my computer.
Now, is that when you're
That
playing on your
sucks.
PC or is that
Oh,
Steam
man.
Deck?
It won't work on Steam Deck because
Oh.
it's so chuggy. It will
wow.
not play at an acceptable frame rate on Steam Deck. The game needs, like Capcom games, as Jim experienced with Dark Void.
Oh, yeah.
Capcom PC games, not always the greatest experiences. Although I did play like 5 hours of Dark Void on PC. I didn't have any crashes, but Jim's been
Ooh,
having.
I had, like-
Oh, but you're playing on Steam
I'm
Deck,
playing on
right?
the Steam Deck, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that introduces more. Yeah, otherwise, I haven't been playing a ton. Just, I restarted Forza Horizon 4 on Steam Deck because that was on sale. And that's been pretty fun. And that's it. Sorry, it wasn't that exciting. I rewatched I watched for the first time Taskmaster New Zealand Season 1. We talked a little bit
Ooh.
about that last time.
It just got super exciting.
And and I started watching Seinfeld again. Right the day after I started watching Seinfeld again, Jerry's like, "Oh, you can't be funny now because of PC police and cancel culture."
Seinfeld is on TV every single day, multiple times a day. You can't go around
He's
being like,
making
"Oh, you can't do
billions
Seinfeld
of
anymore,"
dollars
when it's
Yeah.
like
from
in
streaming
syndication
it.
all the time.
Yep. It really is still in syndication. Like, what are you talking about? They wouldn't put these jokes on TV anymore. They still are on TV, dude.
And I kind of been in the mood to restart watching a Star Trek. So maybe I'll renew Crave and start watching Star Trek on there, like finish Discovery and Picard. Or I could keep my Netflix for now and watch through original Star Trek.
Yeah.
I haven't done a watch through of that for years.
Yeah, I'm rewatching DS9 again right now. It's the best Star Trek show. With maybe the worst actors.
Wow.
But that's the Star Trek show I've watched most recently. Like we talked about it on the show when I was watching it last
Do
time.
you disagree with me on that, Vanessa? Do you think I think DS9 has the best writing, but the worst actors. Not all of them. Some of them are fantastic, but some of them are really
I think
bad.
there's some good, really, really good episodes, but then there's some like Cisco gets trapped in a box and has to like survive the heat episodes.
What
I
Star
hate
Trek
That episode,
doesn't
I just
have,
watched that
like,
episode.
some
It was
dumb
fantastic.
episodes?
He doesn't get trapped in a box.
What a
I
terrible!
think Avery
Crash
Brooks
Land on a
is a
Planet.
good actor.
I don't.
Of course they do.
I think Renee Aubergine is a good actor.
He's fantastic.
Yep.
Him and
Auberginois.
That
Armin Zimmer, whatever, Quark are the best actors on the show. I don't think Avery Brooks is very good. I think he's not bad. Like he's really good at sounding commanding, but like when he's actually like needed to act, I think he always biffs it. He always biffs
Well, he's
it.
sort of like Shakespeare trained, so he's a little bit more theatrical, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I
Nana
really like
Visitor
watching
and the lady
Avery
that plays
Brooks.
Dax are both terrible.
Cole Meany, is he on the show?
Yeah, he is. I like him a lot. I do think he's a good actor.
Me too.
He's a really good
He
actor.
gets too many episodes, though. He gets way too many episodes.
What?
Sometimes
Before I hand
character.
episode
Okay,
after episode
first of all,
after
to my
episode
level
will
up.
be Cole Meany, and you're like, fuck.
And before I hand off to Vanessa, I do want to say, Vanessa,
Yeah.
doesn't it seem like they have a new Godzilla movie to talk about every time they level up?
They literally just watched one, and now they're like, oh, the new Godzilla movie's out. I'm like, it just came out. It's probably
Imagine-
still in theaters. Godzilla plus Godzilla, or whatever they were yammering about last time.
Godzilla -1. Imagine if like Marvel had that type of thing where you'd get like American Marvel movies, but then occasionally you'd just get like a weird fucking Japanese or like German Marvel movie that would pop in the theaters and be like, yeah, I went and saw it. It was fucking incredible. I can't believe it. That would be amazing. I would love it.
They should
So,
make
Vanessa-
a French movie called Night Monkey. That's the Marvel movie I
How
would
did
watch.
you level up?
How did I level up is I've been playing even more games. Last time I had a bunch of games to talk about. This time I have a bunch of games to talk about. I played Escape Academy. Escape Academy is escape rooms, but a video game. And it has sort of a loose plot about being in school to learn how to be good at escape rooms. But really it's just an excuse to have a series of escape rooms. It's very escape roomy. Like the types of puzzles are escape room puzzles. And the environments are just a little bit more complex because it's a video game, so you can have a bigger scale. If you like escape rooms, you will probably like those puzzles. If you don't like escape rooms, you probably won't like the game because it's just like an escape room. By which I mean it's a lot of walking around your environment, finding stuff, and then using the stuff that you found to solve puzzles. You know, escape room stuff. We'll say if you don't like escape rooms, and the reason you don't like them is that you're bad at them, maybe this is a game for you, and you can train up, and next time you meet up with your friends, and they're like, let's go to the escape room, but old Banks, old useless Banks can sit in the corner, and he won't be solving any puzzles. You can whip out some surprise skills and fool everyone. Be the hero of the escape room.
I'm waiting to hang out with you in person before we do an escape room. I've never done one.
They have some in Orlando City Walk that are like Back to the Future themed and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Just saying. I love escape rooms. It would be really fun to do it with the four of us, I think, because I think we all have different skills and strengths when it comes to puzzle solving. So that would be fun to see. I also played a game called...
What's your skill? What's your
skill?
What's...
Yeah. I'm pretty good with, like, visual stuff, but I'm also good at logic puzzles. I'm not good at math. Jim is good at math.
I like to do math.
Johnny's really good at color and pattern recognition.
The art of seduction.
Yeah.
And the art of seduction.
And Matt is good at tearing everything apart and finding every single little hidden thing.
And farting.
That's true. I was going to say, if you need somebody to break something, I can do that.
Yep. Matt will be like, oh, they say we need a key for this drawer. No, we don't. Crack. I also played a game called Little Gator Game. It's the littlest gator game you're ever going to see. Oh, it was so good. Little Gator Game is a game about little child animals playing a big LARP game.
Whoa, don't spoil the bonus, Vanessa.
All right. I guess that's all I have to say about Little Gator Game. I really liked it, and I hope my friends will play it, and maybe they will, because I might have the power to make them do it. And finally, I've been playing a game called Spiritfarer. This is, it's pretty cool. It has a 2D hand-drawn animation style, and it's a like side-scroller kind of game, but it's not really a platformer. It's more of a simulation game, and you are basically playing the role of Sharon in the afterlife, and ferrying souls to their final destination. But in order to do that,
I heard
you
about
have
this
to help
game.
them resolve their unsolved business. And you have a ship that it has a building element, so you build like little rooms for the souls that you pick up. You sail around different islands and explore and find things that will help them move on to their next afterlife. There's cooking, there's fishing. It has a lot of those sort of like sim Animal Crossing style kind of things, but also a very distinct plot about each soul you pick up having their story play out until they're ready to move on. It's cool. That's how I leveled up, and that's everyone done.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh.
Sure you have. Talk about Godzilla or whatever.
That was Matt tagged me in on that one. I don't have my own yet.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
What did I do? I watched another hot new spider movie that's streaming on Shudder. It's called Infested, and it's a French horror film about an apartment building that gets taken over by a bunch of spiders who seem to be getting bigger and bigger.
This is the movie that I thought you watched before. Like, I'd seen the trailer for that, and I thought it was the one that you saw.
Yeah, I got them mixed up in my brain too, because I was expecting there to be multiple spiders in the last one, but it was just one space spider.
Wow.
This one had a bunch of spiders, and I will say it was awesome. It's a good movie. I would suggest, I mean, if you guys didn't want to watch a spider movie, if you're going to watch a spider movie, I would suggest that spider movie, because it was really good. What else? I replayed Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8, and I played all their DLCs. And I will say that they are very good. I'd never played the Resident Evil 8 DLC before, the Shadows of Rose, where you play as Rose, like, in the year 2037. And I played it, and it was really good. And it was in third person, which was fun. And it was real, like, survival-y horror, like classic survival horror. Had a lot of fun set pieces in it. You kind of went through a lot of the same environments as Resident Evil 8, but, like, for example, when you're in the, like, doll lady's house, they shrink you down really little, and all the dolls are, like, huge and will kill you if they see you. So
Oh, no.
it's like a little stealth survival horror game. It's super fun. There's a lot of cool set pieces like that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. And I downloaded some old survival horror games to my Steam Deck that I'm excited to play. I tried to play Dark Void, and that didn't work very well. The game crashed on me twice in 20 minutes, which was a big bummer. But other than that, that's all I got. You guys ready to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So did you guys wrap up all the cool stuff in the Corel area before carrying on to the next location?
I did.
Yes. But
Except-
some of it was
What'd you
left
think?
unresolved.
Yeah, the proto relic.
Yeah.
You can't finish.
Which is real dumb. That bothered me a lot. I was like, ugh, there's still stuff to do here. I don't want to go to the next place yet.
I didn't really see a reason
the
why they
one where
couldn't just
you have
finish
to-
it up.
Yeah.
Find the Cactuar statues?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so awesome.
I haven't finished that one
The
yet.
second one of those makes you do the Cactuar minigame as Aerith, and that really made me mad because Aerith is a terrible combat character. Fantastic in the party, casting spells and stuff. Awful in a timed event where you have to kill a bunch of enemies by yourself. Barely
You
got
have to
through
use
that
her
thing.
special boosts.
Yeah, I know. I did.
I really wish that every area had a legendary enemy encounter or whatever they call it. Like there was the Mind Flayer in the Junon region, which was super cool. I wish every region had a super cool little mini boss fight.
Don't you think that that's what the Tonberry is?
Yeah, you got the Tomberry.
You think that's what the Tonberry is?
Of
Oh, I
course
forgot
it
about
is.
the Tonberry in Corel. Is there? I don't.
There's a
Did you guys
Grand
find one
Marlborough
in-
Gongaga.
Oh, that's right.
I'd
Oh,
say that
maybe
the
I just
Tonberry
forgot.
King is more in the desert area.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's in
Tomberry's in
Corel.
Corel.
Was there one? Was June? What about the Costa del Sol? I guess that is a Corel region.
That's Corel.
Costa
Yeah.
del Sol and Corel are all one thing. Yeah.
So was there one in Grasslands?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Marlboro.
that big. It was that big. No, it was that big bird.
Oh, right,
That
right,
big
right.
bird,
That
that's
you
right. That thing
fought
was a
by the
pain.
highway. Yeah.
Sequaddle.
So yeah, there is one in each area.
Quetzalcoatl.
At least so far.
That's
So your
fun.
wish came true, Jim. That's exciting.
It did. Yay.
Hey, you know what we have now?
I got my first piece of elemental materia.
That's handy.
Great.
You also get your
Yeah,
first piece
super
of
cool.
Magnify that basically you steal it from.
Yeah, I just stole that from Ketchi.
I have some hot breaking news here. My phone responded to "Your wish came true, Jim," and sent me what it found on the internet for that. And the first one is, "I don't understand the Johnny Depp / M. Night joke." And it says, "I think the joke, Jim, is that Jim makes fun of him." So now you know.
No. All right.
That was not breaking news.
That's a pretty funny joke.
Hey, you know what we got, though? We got a sweet buggy.
Oh, I hate it.
I love the buggy.
Yeah,
I wish
me
you could
too.
have it in
I like-
every area. Drive over trees in
Sucks.
Gongaga.
No, it's so much worse than a chocobo.
It is. It's way worse than a chocobo.
You don't
and
have to
it's
hit
super
triangle to pick
bulky.
stuff up. You can just run it over.
That's a good feature.
You can ramp it off of fucking cliffs, which I did multiple times to much amusement.
Did you know that you can do that with the chocobos in New Game Plus? In New Game Plus, you don't have to press the button to pick stuff up. It'll just automatically pick it up. It's like,
I
why
thought
did
you
they just
meant
let you do
ramp
that in
them
the first
off a
place?
cliff. I was shocked.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
no.
too. I was like,
Hello,
whoa,
Islands.
that sounds great. All right, well,
I find the animations for the buggy to be too long, and they frustrate me.
okay. Yeah, getting on and off is slow. But I liked driving it around. I thought it was great. Get you through the desert real fast. So what happens next, Jim? We leave. We get our buggy. We clear up our side missions. What's the plot here?
So we learn a lot about Kate Sith as
We fight
our
a
party's
Tonberry
talking-
King, which is fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
fight a Tonberry King.
God, that was hard, though. Took me so many tries.
I had to fight it twice.
Me
Once
too.
I found it and beat it, and then there's a quest that requires you to steal his crown, and I had to fight him again to do that.
I don't believe you. I found that area. There was no Tonberry King. You had to do the quest.
I definitely fought him first, and then came back to do the quest.
That's a lie.
I did.
Maybe you fought him first and got his beat up crown. So you cannot get the pristine crown. If you don't steal it at the right time, though, it gets all damaged. And
Maybe I just
good.
fought him. Maybe I just fought him twice because I didn't get the crown the crown right the first time.
I bet you would remember it better if you hadn't played this part of the game 6 months ago.
Like
But
a month
you couldn't
ago.
have you could not have fought him beforehand because I went there and there was nothing. So anyway, Kate Sith tells us that we should go check out the Gongaga reactor because we have nowhere to
Gongaga.
go. We don't know what to do.
Gongaga. Gongaga.
And everybody's real like,
Gongaga.
why should we trust this fucking cat? And I'll tell you why you should trust this fucking cat. Because occasionally, if he's in your party and you win a fight, he'll go, meow, 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 meow.
I think Kate
So
Sith
does
is
that
really
mean-
annoying.
I fucking love
Does
Kate
that
Sith.
mean that Reeve is doing that? Is there like a speaker? Is Reeve speaking directly? Or is this like the cat's
AI or
actual
something?
AI brain?
It's running fanfare.exe.
It's a good question. I just have to assume that the game will explore that later when it decides to reveal what we already know, which is that Reeve is Kate Sith. I hope that this is like an AI cat. I hope that they don't have Reeve piloting this thing around like a video game.
Well, I think his assistant would notice if he was talking into a microphone with a Scottish accent.
All the
time.
If he was plugged into like a VR machine, yeah, doing a Scottish accent for like 2 weeks straight.
I mean, it could just have a
If
great
they,
filter
like,
on it where
meet
he
Reeve-
talks and it comes out Scottish. If they've got the technology
I
to
want
make
them
a
to, like-
robot cat like this, they definitely can put a filter on the man's voice.
I
You
want
know,
them to
like,
meet
how-
Reeve and go up to him and he'll be speaking in his normal voice and he's like, "I have something to tell you," and then switch into his Scottish accent to reveal that he's Kate Sith.
They should have a scene where both Reeve and Kate Sith have dates at the same restaurant, and they have to keep going back and forth like in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, so Kate Sith is like, you need to go to Gongaga reactor, and when you get to Gongaga, you have to leave your buggy behind. And Cloud gets a feeling like he's been here before. Ominous.
I forgot
what'd you
about
guys
that
do?
because it goes nowhere throughout the rest of this chunker. It's never referenced again. It doesn't matter in any way, shape, or form. This game makes me crazy sometimes.
It does matter a little bit. I mean, we all know what Cloud's deal is. And like we know about Cloud and Zack, and there's some Zack talk here.
Do we know about Cloud and Zack?
Gongaga.
Do they have some sort of psychic connection?
Well, it seems like it because he's like, yeah. Well, last time he had that little nap and then dreamt he was seeing through alternate universes Cloud's eyes. That was weird. But man, that buggy is great. Although the music when you're driving the buggy is pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
You want to talk
Speaking
about
of-
bad
This game
music?
has-
Let's talk about Gongaga.
Yeah.
Oh God!
It's like the
It's
Lion
drums,
King
it's
soundtrack
tribal
sung by
sounding.
children.
Oh, it is
it's
the
weird.
worst. Why is there a children's choir here? It's so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate it so much.
But if you want to talk about other great
know, I
songs, can we talk about Yuffie's best song in the game? I'll tell you how it goes. Da na 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 na. Listen, only Barrett did it in the last one, and in this one, Kate Sith and Yuffie do it, and it makes me like both of those characters way more.
I thought you were going to say her
Kate
best song
Barrett-
was her song about being bored.
Her song about being
Yeah,
bored is amazing, and let's not even we haven't even gotten to Cosmo Canyon yet, and her song about chocobos. I love the I love the chocobo song.
I haven't got there, but she did. She not only had a song about being bored, but a song about how much she loves materia.
Well,
that
the
she
song
wrote.
about being
'Cause
bored was about how much she loves materia, but she does have a second song about how she's going to collect all the materia.
yeah,
Chucker
It's actually-
did a lot
her
to win
songs
me
are in
over on
the-
Yuffie. She's pretty great.
Her
Also,
songs- her-
delightful to have in your party.
Her songs are in the tune of her theme.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't
Oh
notice
yeah,
that.
I guess I
Good
should own
catch,
up. I
Jim.
should come clean. I talked a big game earlier in this series about how I was gonna fucking star rating all of those piano songs. Haven't touched a piano since. Have not touched a piano
but-
since. Just cannot care. I just can't do it.
What about Stan Lee? Are you gonna let Stan Lee just stand there and not comment on how melodiferous
Yeah,
your
I am.
playing is?
I don't care. Too
Did
many
you
mini
find
games.
the
Too many.
Chocobo Cha-Cha piano music?
Yes,
though?
I did
It's
get.
very
I
hard.
did.
I picked up the songs when I saw them. I have Barrett's theme and what is it? Cinco del Chocobo or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinco
I got
del
an
Chocobo.
A.
Maybe I
So-
will
I
come
got
back
an
around
A.
before the end of the season and be like, I got to do that. But right now, I feel like I've got zero urge. I am so
But
many.
don't you
gamed
want
out.
that HP up materia that
Yeah,
you get
right.
for
And
getting
the
an A?
rewards are
That you get for
such
doing
garbage.
everything. You get material all the time.
But I did get an A so far in every piano song.
Wow.
I'm not gonna get a.
Very nice.
I'm not gonna go for star. I don't care that much.
I mean, so we also, before we leave the Corel region, can get the Alexander. I mean, you could have gotten it earlier, I guess, but I think you had to get to this part to get the final two,
Yeah.
maybe. What do they call them?
Yeah.
Synchronizations, which
the
I'm not fighting
shrine
these things.
things,
I'm not fighting these things without getting all three. It's not worth my time.
With
very
Alexander,
hard.
I was down to I was about to kill Alexander, and then he did his super attack,
Grand
and I was
laser
so
thing.
mad. He had a sliver of health, but Cloud survived with 50 HP and managed to kill him after
Nice.
that.
Oh wow.
I keep that. I have that item materializer or something like that thing on Materia on Cloud that basically lets you use an item without using an ATB bar. I keep that
Yeah, I
on.
use
I
that.
always keep it
okay.
on him just for exactly that reason. Just real quick need to use a potion. All right.
Or a mist high potion.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I like those mist potions.
Yeah. I like the mist potions
Oh, yeah.
too. Mist mega potions is what I'm using now.
I like they have those. I feel the game is a little too stingy with the magnify materia, though. Just let me do a heal on everybody.
Yeah.
Like a straight spell heal.
Also, wow, I'm sorry. Big
Yes?
brain fart there. What was I going to say? I got distracted by the magnify conversation. What was I talking about?
Alexander and how
Stealing
he's
Item.
irritating.
Magnify.
The item, whatever. materia.
Alexander is fantastic. He's a great summon.
He does non-elemental damage,
Yeah.
right?
I think if I was going to date any summon, it would probably be Alexander, but I find him irritating to fight.
All right.
Are we
Fuck,
going to
marry,
get...
I
kill.
date those Bull brothers
Alexander.
from Final Fantasy IX. They got little speedos on.
I feel like at this point in the game, I'm getting summon materials real fast because I got Alexander and I felt like I almost immediately got Kujata. And now I feel like I'm about to get Bahamut. What's it called? Bahamut Unleashed is the Cosmo Canyon one? You know I'm sticking that on Cloud.
look,
fucking
stop
love
talking about
Bahamut.
Cosmo Canyon.
Yeah,
I
you're
haven't
spoiling
done
for
Cosmo
Johnny.
Canyon.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is not... Okay, you're right. I apologize.
Is Kujata the most boring of the summons? Because I think he
Kujata
is.
is that movie about the gymnast who has to go to this country.
No, that's
and
Gymkata.
like,
That's
fight.
Gymkata.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know that I've
And
ever actually
John, he
watched
doesn't
that
go
movie.
he doesn't go to some country. He goes to Parmistan.
Oh, sorry, Parmesan. Gene Parmesan.
All right, so we head into Gongaga, and Gongaga is a jungle. I find this place difficult to navigate. Also,
It's
one of the
very
first
difficult.
things you see is a giant mushroom with a chocobo action thing on it. So you know that you're gonna have to come back here with a fucking chocobo.
More
You know,
like a
I
hopping chocobo, but okay.
I mean, I guess I will later.
They're also sliding chocobos. They're cute. They're green. I like them.
But there's no. So do
And
they
in the
just give up
Cosmo
on the
Canyon
stealth
region,
part
they have-
where you get the chocobos via stealth?
No.
Or they're like, that minigame kind of
No,
sucks.
you'll be playing one of those very soon.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
No
a couple more,
spoilers.
actually.
No spoilers unless Johnny directly asks for them.
Anyway, so we head into Gongaga. It's a jungle, and I think it looks good. The music kind of sucks.
Hey, Matt. Do you know where you are?
The spoiler.
You're in the jungle, baby.
You're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die.
I'll tell you what. One night, I was sitting here with my brother, and we were obviously it was late, and we were drinking, and I was pulling up music videos on YouTube, and I looked for Guns N' Roses, and I found a full set where they played in like I think it was Cuba, but it may have been another South American country, and it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen on like YouTube. Like it was professionally recorded. This is from the 80s. It was professionally recorded. They're in a small club with a small crowd, so you can hear them very well. And Axl Rose is so high that you can basically see the heroin coming out of his pores. But they sounded fucking amazing. We sat there for 2 hours and watched that whole show, and we were like, this is the most incredible thing we've ever seen. I swear to God, it vanished the next day. I've never found it again. Like,
That's crazy.
somebody probably
Are you
uploaded
sure it
it,
wasn't a
got
fever
arrested.
Yeah.
What I watched the other day was like Tom Petty and George Harris's son and Prince and some other guitarists playing While My Guitar Gently Weeps, like all together, in some kind of tribute to George Harris, and they all kind of do their part and they're strumming along, and then Prince like rips into a solo at the end, and it's the best guitar solo I think I've ever seen. It's amazing. He just like, he eats his whole meal. He leaves everyone else devastated, although they're into it, but it's like, it's so much on another level compared to what everyone else was doing. It was amazing. Look that up. Look that up on your guitar YouTube. Rock and rollers.
Rock and rollers. Oh my.
What
All right,
is the
we're in-
movie that has that Guns N' Roses "You're in the Jungle" thing song? Like in the very beginning, and Jim Carrey is in it, and he's being like a washed-up rock star or something.
Ace Ventura 2, Pet the Detective?
Is it?
I don't know.
I
I've
think
never
it's
seen Ace
something
Ventura
else.
2.
It's something really
I
weird.
think it's Call of Nature.
It's something really weird.
I feel like he's like playing a rock star or something.
I can't remember any movies where he plays a rock star.
Yeah, me neither. He played Andy Kaufman. Is it Andy
Ooh,
Kaufman?
I could never watch that movie. I fucking hated Andy Kaufman.
I liked Andy.
Yeah, well.
There's a
I
video.
don't like
there's
that.
a video where
I don't like that one
different
character
strokes
he
for
did,
different
though,
folks.
The annoying loud singer.
I didn't
guy.
like the
that.
wrestling
Tony.
women stuff. I thought that was real uncomfortable, which I get was the point, but it doesn't make me like it. Just because that's your point doesn't mean I like it.
There's a video of Jim Carrey doing an Axl Rose impression.
I don't think it's that. Maybe it
Like when he
wasn't
was
Jim
really young.
Carrey. Oh. No, it's... Is it the
Oh wait, it's a
Deadpool?
movie. It's a movie. It is the Deadpool.
Yeah, it's the
Saw the same
Deadpool.
thing.
Yep.
Okay, the movie
Clint
is
Eastwood
certainly...
movie.
Deadpool.
Oh, there is a Clint Eastwood movie called The Deadpool?
Yeah.
The Deadpool. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I thought it was a Deadpool
Yeah, me
movie.
too.
It
It's like, I
stars
think
Clint
I've seen
Eastwood, Liam
2 of those.
Neeson, and Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
What?
And I swear it opens with that
What?
Welcome to the Jungle song and Jim Carrey like dancing around and he's some like strung out rock star or something.
Huh.
I
All
do
right,
not
let's go
like
back
this movie.
to the jungle. Let's go back to the jungle. I was trying to figure out where to go, and for some reason the little quest sprite thing led me to this fishing town, which is not where you're supposed to go. Like on the coast of Gongaga.
Oh, yeah.
There's not really much there.
Oh yeah. There's like a little area there where it's like one of those explorable areas where you have to find the chest, right?
Ugh.
And there's a whole bunch of people
I mean,
and
they're
they're
easy
like,
to find.
we ship
They aren't
mushrooms
well hidden.
everywhere. It's like, cool. I'm calling the cops.
Wow. Narc
Yeah,
Vanessa.
narc.
Oh, no.
Narc.
Dare killed Vanessa.
I'm a classic narc. I will narc on anyone,
Ugh.
anytime, anywhere.
Ugh.
You put me under
Well,
oath, I am
let's
telling
cancel
the truth.
Vanessa now.
And I will take all
I
the
don't think
stitches
that
I could get.
being under oath has anything to do with what being a narc is.
Yeah.
You're not under oath all the time.
You're not under oath. Being a narc is
Hey,
just tattling on
you
your
know
friends
what?
when you're an adult.
You're under oath all the time to Jesus.
Boo! Boo this man. All right, can we get into this fucking plot, please? Because I got 20
No.
minutes and then I'm leaving.
All right, fine.
We go to Gongaga, the town, and we are immediately beset upon by men who are pointing spears at us.
And guns. Don't they have guns too?
Do they have guns?
The lady has guns.
They
She
do
has a
not
gun
have
for
guns.
sure.
Yeah. Who is this lady? Her name
Ooh,
is
I don't like
Cisne.
her. I don't
Why?
like her, and
New
I'll tell you
character
why.
just dropped.
I do not like her.
Nat, put in the new character just dropped. Drop.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Don't like her because she's making eyes at my kitty cat. That's my special cat. She sees him. She's like, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. No, you keep your eyes in your own skull, lady. It's my kitty.
I like her because her design looks like Alice from Fantasy Star 4. I don't know why, but she looks just like a Fantasy Star 4 girl.
Everybody's always after my man. Jim showed his daughter that late night with the devil. I know she's like in love with David Malkian now. Because how could you not be?
Is she though?
She told me
She's
today.
a child.
She told me today that she heard some sixth graders at school talking about the new Fear Street movie, and she's like, I ran up and just took over their whole conversation and was talking about Fear Street, and I was like, that a girl. At a girl.
These movies were
She's
so
like, you-
fucking
she's like, you-
mid. Is that what she was telling them?
She's like, No, she's like, you raised me to be like this. And I was like, yes, I 100% did.
She's a little scream queen.
Yeah, it's fun. So what do you guys think? Cisne, do you guys know who Cisne is? You guys know what her deal is?
No, and I
No.
hate that she's another new character being introduced in this game with like a mysterious past, and it frustrates
Yeah,
me
but she's
because
from like
we
the
can't seem to
novelization
get
of the
through.
comic of the
She
game.
is
We can't seem to
not a
get
new
through.
character. She's not being introduced in this game. She was
Okay.
introduced in Crisis Core.
All right.
That doesn't
we
count.
clearly have different definitions of what introduced means because came out in a mobile game 100 years ago is not fucking introduced to your average gaming population. A, and B, this game can't get through its own fucking plot, but is constantly dropping new people in and being like, who could this be? Fuck off. Just get through your own plot.
Sounds like you're not a real Final Fantasy VII fan.
I'm not.
If you
I
haven't
don't really.
played
In fact,
Crisis
I might not
Core.
be a Final Fantasy fan at all anymore. At this point, after 7 years of this show, I might hate Final Fantasy. John is like watching TV or something. Like he is so checked out on this episode.
Why?
Not much happens.
Cisne
What
gets
happens
introduced.
during our
hold on.
show?
Hold on. There's a new character. Her name is Cisne. She's from Crisis Core.
She's
She was a
over-designed as
Turk.
fuck.
Oh,
She's a Turk as a
she-
spoiler,
she-
Jim.
No, it's not.
It is
Not
for
a spoiler.
John.
Well, I mean, I didn't know it, but that's okay.
I think it is
Crisis
revealed
Core.
in this chunker.
It is if you
I
play
didn't
all of
find
the
out.
stuff after, before the.
Yeah.
In
Don't worry, but I
Crisis
feel
Core-
fine. I
Okay.
feel like this isn't key to the
I
plot.
refuse.
no.
I refuse.
So-
I don't want to hear about. You know what? I don't want to hear.
No, I want to hear.
Bang.
No, I want to hear about it.
Oh, you think
I
I
wanna
need
hear
the
about Crisis
notes to
Core.
tell you who Cisne is, Matt?
I just deleted it.
You are wrong.
Tell me who Cisne is.
Cisne was a Turk who was assigned her one of her main assignments was to collect a fugitive sample that she needed to collect tissue from Cloud and Zack. That was her main mission because they were on the run from Shinra.
Ooh,
And
did she do it like, collecting tissue from a man,
But ultimately,
Listen, Cloud's a virgin. We all know this.
see, now the reason why Cloud doesn't remember her is because when she finally caught up with them, Cloud was in his like Mako coma. So he never knew that she was around, but she runs into Zack in Gongaga. That's where she finds him. And she says, you know what? I'm going to let you go because you seem like a real victim of Shinra. And Zack asks her to keep an eye on his parents because he doesn't know if he'll be back. And she agrees, which is why she is in Gongaga.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so not a new character who just dropped.
New character new to this game?
Was the sexy grandma in Gongaga? Was she also in Crisis Core? The chicken grandma?
I don't think so.
Okay.
She's so good and important, and maybe my favorite character in this game, besides Kate Sith.
She's
Just so over-designed.
The-
Just in
the
case.
twist-
Hey, let me set her up for you, listeners, in case you're not playing along but you're listening, which I don't think you are. But if you
over-designed.
are,
She's just an old lady.
she's Cisne.
Doesn't have like special armor.
Cisne. She's got
Oh, Cisne.
1, 2, 3 belts. She is wearing
She's in Nomura
3
design.
fucking belts. Not like a belt across her chest that maybe is like a bandolier. 3 belts on her waist. Sweetie, just 1 belt will hold your fucking pants up. Also, you're wearing a skirt.
It's called accessorizing, Matt. Learn how
It's
to fashion,
funny. There's
bro.
a character in what's that game called? Enchanted Arms, who's wearing the same outfit, but it's a gay man, not a lady. All right, she's only got 1 bracer or epaulette. Sorry, she's got 1 epaulette. She's got a brown belt around her chest, a couple of holsters. I like the 1 thigh protect. Oh no, she's got both. She got 2 thigh protectors.
Gotta protect your
It's
thighs.
good. It's a good outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cisne is the captain of this, I believe they call it like a coalition of people whose job it is to protect Gongaga.
GYC, the Gongagan Youth Coalition.
Yeah.
There's like 5 of them.
Yeah. She takes you to a memorial that's on this hill that is meant to honor the people who lived in Gongaga who died when the local Mako reactor exploded.
What? Another one exploding? Come on.
Yeah, another one exploded.
Wow.
I have a question. I meant to ask this earlier when we were talking about Kate Sith, but speaking of Mako, what is powering Kate Sith? Is he running on Mako?
He says
That's a
he
great
says
question.
batteries, but they're probably Mako batteries. I would
Do they have
assume everything's
electricity?
running on
They
Mako.
seem to. I mean, they can harness the power of
Yeah, it's
lightning.
generated by Mako.
You can generate electricity in a
they can
variety
just
of
use
ways.
lightning. Why wouldn't they just have like a guy whose job it was to cast lightning all the time, and that's how they would get electricity?
How great would it be
Run
if?
out of magic points.
Yeah, how great would it be if halfway
that's
through
true.
each battle you had to cast lightning on Kate Sith to keep him?
But we know it's a scientific fact that every bolt of lightning has 1.21 gigawatts of electricity in it.
That's true.
That's true, and that's a lot.
That sounds like a fact from Back to the Future.
I think I read it in a science book.
You've never read a science book in your
One
fucking
of the
life.
many science books I read.
Oh, so in a Fallout game? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
In a novelization of Back to the Future.
All right. So Cisne is like, check out all these dead folks.
Yeah. She's like, it sucks that they're dead, but we're hanging out here because we want to protect the rest of the people.
Yeah.
So that's our job.
We're staying real close to the exploded Mako reactor, which, let's be honest, could probably explode again because...
Also,
At the very least,
ostensibly,
it's
is
like
I mean, they live in
leaking
tents,
poison
so
Mako.
it's not like they live in tents. So it's not like it would be hard for them to up and move to another part of the fucking jungle.
They live in yurts, let's be fair.
You're right. You're
They're semi-permanent structures.
She lets us explore the town, so we get to do that. We find Aerith at this one house, and when we go up, she's like talking to some old people, and it turns out that they're Zach's parents. Remember Zach?
Yeah. She's being really coy with them, though. They're like,
That's weird because Cloud doesn't.
you must be the girl who Zach was always talking about. And Aerith's like, oh, a handsome guy like him, he probably had lots of girls. Ha ha ha. It's like, no, Aerith, you were in a serious relationship with Zach. Why are you hiding it?
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
and she feels bad about it afterwards, saying that, I shouldn't have brought Zach up at all to them because it upset them. Even though it didn't seem to upset them, they were just worried about him.
Yeah.
And they liked that someone was talking to them about their son, who they haven't seen in years.
Yeah,
I
I don't
like
think they're
that
going to be
Cloud
like any less
visited
worried if
Cisne.
they just never hear about him.
In Crisis Core, does he visit his parents? I guess that's before the incarceration.
I believe he does, yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember. But I like that Cloud is... So Cloud asks Aerith if she still has feelings for this Zach character, and she says she does.
Mm-hmm.
No, she says, wow, you're really going to ask this, huh?
Oh, yeah.
She also says
Like, that was fun.
kinda. She says kinda, which to me was like, but if you want to hook up,
I don't know. Kind of is a confirmation. You know what I mean? Like, it's a yes.
It's not. It is not. It kinda is definitely not a yes. Like if you ask a woman, "Do you want to sleep with me?" and she says kinda, that's not a yes, Jim. I just want to
That's a
get
different.
that out on the
That's a
page.
different.
That's an
That's a
entirely
different kind of
question.
question.
Yeah.
The context for that question is very different.
Yeah, if the question is phrased like, do you have no feelings for Zach? You know, it's like, if you have any feelings, it would be kinda. If you have no feelings, it would be no.
You always have feelings for the people that you used to be with.
Sure, you do.
Yeah,
Nerd.
I do. All my old girlfriends, I'll always love them in a way, just not the way I used to.
Not me, I have a dead and empty heart.
I've dated like 4 guys, and there is one who I'm like, ugh, I don't like that
Yeah.
guy. That guy sucked.
Oh, geez. So Aerith says she kind of still has feelings for Zack. And then Cloud's like, should let it go. He's probably dead.
Yes,
Like,
this is
Yeah.
damn, Cloud.
It doesn't
Well,
even give you
also,
the
when
option
Zack
to
is
not be a
mentioned,
piece of
he has
shit
like a
here.
freak out, you know.
Yes,
Like,
he
hears
does have
Zack's
a
name, and his vision goes all blurred, and he's like,
Yep.
Zack, no,
Well,
I
he
don't
keeps
know
having the
him."
green static, and here's the thing: is that he typically has the green static when he's around too much Mako, or when he's around those Sephiroth clones. The what do we call them? The black robes.
Black Robe.
So
Or-
why would he
or when
also
he's
have the green
remembering
static
stuff.
when they talk about Zack? It's very confusing.
Maybe Zack's
because-
made of Mako.
I feel like he should
No,
have
well,
red
there's
static when
two
he's like
reasons.
he should have a different reaction when we're talking about Zack, who he has a weird psychic connection to. That's all I'm saying.
No,
John knows.
no, yeah, because since he does know Zack, but if he remembers knowing Zack, then that would mean that his whole persona is a sham. He can't accept hearing
Okay.
about Zack. It actually does make
You're
sense.
right. You're absolutely right.
We have to
Nailed
remember
it,
that
John.
Cloud is essentially pretending to be Zack in this whole game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is no sense of self. It is completely filled by Zack.
Zack?
But
Which
like
he
a
does
but
at
like a
least
jerkier
say.
version of Zack. A jerkier version of Zack.
Like a jerkier version of Zack.
Oh, geez. What a jerk he is. So he starts to get his brain zaps again, and he's like, I'm going to go take a nap in Cisne's house. So he goes to Cisne's house to take a nap, and when he wakes up, Yuffie comes in, and she's yelling, and there's a bunch of weird noises coming from the reactor. So, you know what that means? It's bro time. All the bros decide to go to the reactor and leave all the girls behind to talk about their boobs or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, reactor's no place for a lady. You'll get your period blood in the gears and blow it up.
Women
That
are,
pissed
women are
me
too
off.
emotional to
Like,
be at the reactor.
fuck off,
Yeah.
dude. We've got one man who just had a nervous breakdown about his best friend, another man who barely can function as a human.
Yeah, another guy who's tried to murder innocent people multiple times
Yeah.
in fits
Yep.
of in like
And a
during
dog.
violent hallucinations.
And a dog and a robotic cat.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So, did you guys have a chocobo at this point, or did you walk to the reactor?
I thought you had to
I
walk
think
to the reactor. Can you get a chocobo?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you can't get a chocobo here.
You
can't.
cannot.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can't. So you
yeah.
have to walk to the reactor.
Yeah.
Once
Okay.
again,
Yeah,
Jim,
'cause
if
you
you
don't
had
get
not
to do
played this
the-
game 100 years ago, you would remember these details.
Couldn't help it.
You
Had to
can't.
play it.
You can't do the jumping mushroom part. There's a whole tutorial on it when you play as
Yeah.
the girl.
Oh, that's right.
Because
Girls
girls
and their
can't walk
chocobos.
that far. I know I couldn't.
Poor Cloud. He only gets 3 hours of sleep. I felt
Yeah.
very upset about that.
It's probably why
Women
he's so
be
on
bouncing.
edge. He's not getting enough sleep.
Yeah, yeah. So you head over to investigate the growls coming from the reactor, and then you got a reactor puzzle.
There's a whole reactor dungeon.
Whole
You gotta
reactor
plug. You gotta.
dungeon.
You gotta plug some stuff in.
Oh my god, this stuff really like. So, like, let's do a poll. Do you like these puzzles?
No.
I like plugging stuff in better than the Mako vacuum one.
Like, it feels like
I like
a
the
classic
Zamboni.
game would do, like, push the box around, which this basically does, but it makes it so,
Yeah.
like, real and boring.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a good enough puzzle to be satisfying to like figure out. It's just
Yeah.
kind of a navigation.
Move
This might as
something
well
to
just be like a
untangle
pressure
the-
pad on the floor.
Yeah. Okay, well,
So yeah, you gotta do so. You get to do some swimming in the reactor, which is fun.
is it?
There's a lot of
What's fun about
treasure
it?
chests you can find in the environment. I was being sarcastic. It's really not very fun at all.
Everyone loves a swimming level.
Yeah, everyone loves water levels. When we get to the reactor core, Scarlet shows up. We actually see her at the entrance to the reactor. I think there's a cutscene of her in her helicopter. She is in a giant mech for some reason.
To protect herself from the effects of the reactor on women.
Yeah, she's got to protect them girls, which I agree. Like, keep those puppies safe.
They're insured for $5,000 each.
Those
I
pups.
Those are
Puppies.
all
this
natural.
dungeon. Not only does what's her name, Cisne's house, Renesmee's house, and this dungeon both have purple chests, which are the best chests, and I get so happy whenever there's a purple chest.
Me too. I love it.
Perverts.
I wonder if this is where I got Cloud's crystal sword that I didn't realize I had until nearly the end of this chunker.
Yes, you do get Cloud's crystal sword because you get new daggers for Yuffie at Cisne's house, and then you get the crystal sword at the reactor.
Crystal sword looks super cool.
Yeah, it does. I was
I
getting
think
real
it-
tired
I
of the
think it
It's
purple
might-
thing.
I think it might
it's
be
like
my favorite
Titus's
sword.
It's a lot like Titus's sword without
It
the
is.
little hook
It
at
is.
the top.
Titus. Thank you very
Titus.
much.
You know what really annoys me about
Sorry,
this game, by the way? So basically, your classic characters from the first game all have to relearn their abilities from the last game. Like the purple sword, the crystal sword's weapon ability is Infinity's End, which was the big ending. You got that last
Ooh, I
time.
haven't used that yet.
Why? It's okay. Cool.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I get being like, well, we can't start them off with 10 abilities, but also like, okay, that's fine, but come up with new ones. Don't just reuse them.
I will
Some of
say,
them are new.
I think the dungeons are good in this game. They aren't maybe not enough, which is weird because
Yeah,
there's
I
too
agree.
many and they're too long last time.
Yeah.
And I guess they kind of were like, oh, people thought the dungeons were too long. There's too many of the last time, so we're going to do much better dungeons, but they're short.
I don't mind 'em being
and there's
short.
not that many of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
like
either.
I think the length is perfect. But I kind like they're the most fun, like sort of traditional. I don't know. It's so weird comparing how much I hated them in Final Fantasy VII Remake. So,
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
generally
I
they
guess
make
this is a good
they-
compromise.
They make exploring the dungeons really fun too, like the swinging stuff
Yeah.
with Yuffie and the grappling with Tifa that we'll get to in a second. I like the way all that's done. It feels very well done.
Yeah.
And I liked finding the weapon and things like that too.
I gotta go. So you guys have fun talking about the
Okay,
best
bye,
part of
buddy.
the game, which is
Aw.
fucking girl power time.
boobs?
I'm just gonna say, well, that's the other best part of that.
Why is she so wet? That's what Matt asks me.
She always looks
Why
wet.
is she so wet? Oh,
Matt-
yeah, she does, buddy.
She's fucking,
Matt has to
well,
Matt
I'll
has
tell
to
you what.
sign off
I'm
for
gonna,
alone time.
I'm gonna keep my I'm gonna keep my track going, and if I get back, if you guys are still going, I'll hop back on.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
But I just want to say this next part, the girl power part, I thought was the best part of the chunker and maybe the best part of the game. I loved it. Delightful. Perfect. BRB. What's it? Be
So
right
B-
back. Be long back.
BRB.
BLB.
Before we get to the girls, we got to talk about the girls. I can't believe I just said that. Before we cut back to the women, we got to fight a boss.
What kind of boss?
We got to fight
two bosses even.
Specimen H1024, which is the big monster boss. It looks like it came from the movie The Thing.
Yeah, kind of generic.
Yeah, it's got a
monster
couple of
boss.
heads growing out of its head. It's got a head with three. It looks like AI tried to generate a head, but then added too many mouths to it. And it does look like it has a fossilized dog poop coming out of one of its legs.
It does look like fossilized dog poop. That is correct.
Like when the snow melts and there's fossilized dog poop in there.
Yuck.
I found this boss to be fine.
Yeah.
fine.
Because you fight that and then immediately fight the
Scarlet.
next boss. Yeah, Scarlet right after. Scarlet was a much more memorable fight.
I agree. This is just, monster of the week.
Another one of them goopy, gloopy Resident Evil bosses. Except
Yes, exactly.
more animal form. Yeah.
So we beat it, and then Cloud is like, "Oh my gosh, there's so much Mako in the air. I'm starting to lose
Giving me
it."
a little headache.
Yeah, he sees some Whispers and Sephiroth hanging out, which is kind of foreboding.
I'll talk about it in a sec. Never mind.
Yeah. So and then Scarlet shows up and she bullies us with her big giant mech and her big giant boobs. And
it's a good mech design. I like that this and the buggy both take the kind of silly designs from the original game and just go with it. And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
They're still kind of retro futurist. Like it's got a big grill. I like her boss design here.
That's fun. Now it's lady time, and we get to play as Tifa, Aerith, and Yuffie.
Wait, why? What happened? Why is it suddenly lady time?
Because I don't know.
Oh, I can tell you.
Do
Sorry,
they just kind of
you might have
get
forgotten.
sick of waiting?
Well, no, it's because it's a good cut. Basically, Scarlet, you almost defeat Scarlet, and then she flies the machine up in the air and then charges a super ultra laser, and Cloud cannot get out of the way because he's so dazed by the Mako that he's on the floor, and it looks like she's about to obliterate them all with the super laser. Cut to Tifa and Aerith and Yuffie.
Oh, they see the Shinra helicopters heading towards the reactor.
That's
right?
right.
So
And
it's
they're
a
like,
little bit of a
it's
jump back in time.
Yeah, they see the Rajalnits or whatever the stupid
what the
planes
hell
are called.
do they call it in the original? They called it a Gelnica, and this one
Relnica, you're right.
This one they call it a Relnica. It was Gelnica in the original. Now it's a Relnica.
They're like, oh no, the Relnicas are showing up. We better go save them.
Remember that whole dungeon that took place in the sunken Gelnica in the original? And that's where you got the Hades materia? Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So this isn't a new for this game thing. Okay. Cool.
From the OG.
So yeah, they see that reinforcements are coming, and they're like, well, I guess we gotta help out the boys. The boys are in trouble again, the ladies say.
Those guys can't be left alone for 5 minutes without getting into trouble.
The reactor is for boys, they said. Look at them now. So Cisne's like, well, quick, you can grab some of our chocobos and then jump on some mushrooms, which is pretty fun. I like the mushroom bounding.
Yeah, that is fun. I like that they use Cisne's chocobo, which name is like Coco or something like that.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
So that's fun. I like the way these chocobos look. I like their color.
Yeah, they're nice green.
I can ask a question, and Matt can delete this if he wants. Is Cosmo Canyon the last zone of this game?
It is not.
Okay. Oh.
I think there's actually, 2 zones after?
I think just one after. Well, no, I guess 2, depending on how you
there's
look
at
at
least
it.
2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we make our way to the reactor. We use the mushrooms, which is fun. We get to do some grappling as Tifa that I mentioned earlier. I like the grappling. I think it's fun.
She has
she
a
does.
Batman
I thought she was just
grapple
giving you a gun. She's
Yeah.
like, "Here, Tifa, take this." And Tifa gets a gun. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, I guess that'd be better.
I like that they have
It's not a
to
gun.
announce
it's a
it.
grappling gun.
I like they have to announce the placement of the grapple gun in your inventory when you get it, and then when you give it back, it tells you no longer have the grappling gun. It's
Right.
like, well, thank you.
Why did she give it back?
But it was so
Just keep
useful.
it. So
I wanted to keep it. Yeah.
I guess
I
it's
wonder
not
if
hers
the
to
third
keep.
game. I wonder if the third game will also have grappling sections. Remember, there's a grappling section in Remake.
I hope the third game has a like Batman Arkham City style
Or
cape.
you can like fly around and use the grappling gun to launch off of
when
objects.
you're Vincent. As Vincent, you should like.
Oh,
cape
that
and
would be
grapple
super
around.
cool as Vincent. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
We fight some Shinra troops outside of the reactor, which is fun. I like fighting the troops, the trooper guys.
Yeah, they are parked outside. So throughout this dungeon too, because I was like, sometimes going through the same dungeon again sucks. But since you have the grappling hook, you can reach a bunch of those chests you couldn't get to before.
Yeah.
And it worked. I don't know. I thought it was just a very cleverly designed, layered dungeon. So I really like that. Although it is a little dumb when you get to the roof and there's just Shinra helicopters chasing you and shooting at you.
Yeah.
They aren't shooting very well, so you don't have to super worry about it.
Yeah.
There are some riot troopers, but they're only really a problem for Tifa. Everyone else can just pummel through them super easily.
Yeah.
Like Yuffie's shuriken avoids their shields and all that.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I ever realized that.
And Aerith just does magic, and they're super susceptible to. I guess you could equip Tifa with fire, fire fists.
Yeah.
She's really good. Having the enemy skill materia on her. I was reading a guide because I had a problem with fighting Alexander. Having the enemy skill materia on her really helps. She's probably the best one for it.
I didn't really use enemy skill very much.
I gave it to
There's
Red
a
and
plasma
used it
discharge
occasionally.
is very useful.
Yeah. There's also like a healing wind kind of thing that heals your whole party slowly.
Oh, that's cool. I remember in the original game, you learned that from crustacean enemies on the beach. Let's see. So we make it into the reactor core where Scarlet is, and then we have to fight Scarlet. And I thought, John, you said earlier, this is a pretty good boss fight.
Yeah, this is a good boss fight. I had fun doing it. I like playing as Yuffie a lot because you can just throw a thing and then go ding, ding, ding. And the Art of War is a super powerful thing. But I also like playing as Tifa and like going into her moves. And I just got like Star Shower and I think another one. There's Star Shower and there's another one that's really Overdrive. Maybe is that it?
Overpower?
Yeah. And I've been using the synergies to get everyone like the level 2. I haven't been able to get a level 3 limit break yet, but I've done a bunch of level 2 limit breaks. Have you done level 3 limit breaks?
I have
don't
not.
think I
I never
ever
did a
did.
level 3 break. Yeah.
I don't know
I
if it's
want
in this
to.
game or not.
I, to be honest, to be 100% honest, I don't know that I fully understand how the limit break levels work.
Yeah.
Oh, there are, if you read the description in the synergy skills, like the synergy skills that you can unlock by getting little blips.
I know some of them do it, but is that the only way to do it? Is to
Yes, that is the
that's
only. Yeah,
only
you
way.
have to
Okay.
look for the ones that unlock an additional level.
I don't remember if I ever
of limit
found
break.
one that unlocked a level 3 limit break. I remember ones that said 2.
I wonder if you can do a level like a maybe you can do it again. Maybe there's no level 3 limit break. Maybe it's only level 2.
I don't know.
I don't know. But like Planet's Protection, like I use that against Scarlet because that's a really useful limit break. That's the one which makes you invulnerable for a while.
Oh yeah, that is a useful one.
Yeah, I never knew why or how those showed up. I was like, oh, cool, a level 2.
Yeah.
You gotta use your synergy skills, and I purposefully charge up the synergy skill meter. And I like
How
using
do
them
you
a lot.
charge up the synergy skill meter?
By using pretty much any ability. So you just have to make sure you're always switching characters, using abilities, and getting enough little ticks because it shows a little tick of out of 5. You can charge up 5 charges, and most take like 3 to 5 to do a synergy ability. And you have to be unlocking them in the Crystarium or the Sphere Grid or
Crystarium?
whatever they're called.
It's called a folio,
Final
John.
Sorry, the Crystarium is Final Fantasy 13, Vanessa.
Oh, I thought you said crustarium, like a crustacean.
Crystarium. No, Crystarium. When we play Final Fantasy 13 next year, you'll learn all about the
I
Crystarium.
didn't realize
I
that
wanna
was a
learn about
next
the
year game.
crustarium.
Wow. I guess that makes sense.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
Is that on Steam?
Yeah, it's actually plays amazing on Steam Deck.
Oh, I got
Perfectly.
I might be checking that out tonight.
Yeah, it's a good way to play it.
Yeah. So we fight Scarlet, which is fun. I like her rocket arms. That was my favorite part about this boss fight, is when she used her rocket arms. And oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
So after you beat her, she uses a bunch of missiles and separates Tifa from the rest of the party. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, I have a crane," and she's trying to use her crane to capture the weapon.
And Tifa jumps on the crane, but then Scarlet's like, "Ho ho ho! You fell for my trap!" and starts swinging Tifa around wildly.
Yeah. And then Cloud comes to save her. And
save
Cloud,
in quotation marks.
Yeah, but before that, Cloud like sees a vision of Sephiroth and then goes completely crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy violent.
I like there is a moment here. If you see Cloud's eyes, they start looking a lot like Sephiroth's
Ooh,
eyes.
that's interesting. I was wondering what you were referring to when you put that in the group chat. We also see blood. We see
Yeah,
some
the
blood
first
here.
real blood in the game.
Yeah.
When Cloud, I mean, it's off camera. Cloud plunges his sword deep into a Shinra trooper, and Tifa's like, "What are you doing? Stop! That's enough!"
Yeah, Cloud
And
decimates all of the Shinra troopers around. He's just like, oh yeah, I actually like, you know what Sephiroth does? How he just like slaughters everyone. I can do that too. Check it out.
Yeah, check out how cool I am. I got blood on my face. And she's like, "Stop it, Cloud." Except that Sephiroth like changes it. So instead of saying "Stop it, Cloud," she's like, "Kill me, Cloud. I'm actually a demon. I don't have a scar."
Yeah, Sephiroth finally convinces Cloud to attempt to murder Tifa.
Yeah,
and he does.
Convinces Cloud that Tifa died like years ago. And
that she died in the reactor in Nibelheim.
Right. And that this version of Tifa is Genova, I guess, disguised as Tifa.
Yeah, because at the beginning, Sephiroth is like whispering to Cloud, she can take any form, or she can be anyone, or whatever, planting a seed of doubt that Tifa is in fact who she claims to be.
She doesn't have a
I
scar.
like that this pays off here. It's not just kind of vague mumbling. It actually leads to a big narrative moment here where Cloud does attempt to kill Tifa, and he pushes her into the tank of water, or not
Mako.
water, life stream.
Yeah.
Life stream, yeah.
It's not Mako, you idiot. It's the life stream. That's what Jim said to Matt.
I would say that he actually succeeds in killing Tifa. Like, she seems pretty dead to me.
She does seem pretty dead. She's like having flashbacks. Let's talk about that, I guess.
Yeah, she sees her
Yeah.
childhood
The big
home.
whale's there.
Yeah, the big whale swallows her and keeps her safe in its materia tummy.
What?
But then she like
What?
sees a whole bunch of visions of her childhood and Cloud and all of this things.
Well, she also sees a bunch of whispers fighting each other in the live stream.
yeah,
and
black whispers
somehow
and white
you
whispers.
Somehow you can shoot whispers from the weapon, which is you can like send
you're
whispers
in control
out of,
of the weapon, shooting good light whispers against dark whispers. But I don't want to gloss over the flashbacks. She like they're exactly like Cloud's flashbacks in the original game, where it's like little chunks. They're sort of shown as shattered reality, like shattered rock chunks with bits of her life on them, and you can see like her wanting to go find her mom because people told kids back then that if someone died, they cross Mount Nibel.
Yeah, their spirits had to go across Mount Nebel.
Yeah, so she wants to go see her mom's spirit.
So the kids egg her on, and they're like, "Oh, Cloud wants to come too," because he's there, like behind them.
I think you mean the three best friends and Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, the three best friends and Cloud. So Cloud does follow them, and then I guess like all the kids leave her alone, and she's super cold. And Cloud's like, "You should really turn back," and she's not turning back. but he's trying to get her to come home, and that's why they both fall off the bridge in Nibelheim, or on Mount Nibel. And there's also like you see a flashback to the water tower conversation about being a hero.
I think
It's pretty good.
I think Tifa experiencing all of this rather than Cloud makes it even better. Makes this moment play even better for me.
Yeah, I thought it was a great alternate take on it. I told you at the time, I really, really liked this cutscene. I thought it was interesting. The stuff with the weapon and the whispers, at least they're taking it somewhere new. It's not just the whispers showing up and trying to get the plot to happen.
Yeah, and we see Cloud in the middle of the black, or not Cloud, we see Sephiroth in the middle of the black whispers.
And it starts cutting into the big whale.
Yes, and if you remember, the only whispers we saw in the remake were just black whispers, right?
Right, but now there's this
never saw the good whispers.
more different kind of whisper.
Yeah, now there's new whispers.
The whale then swims Tifa up to the surface, where everyone's just
Sephiroth stabs it.
Oh, yeah.
Sephiroth stabs the materia tummy, and then Tifa's like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to breathe underwater, so the whale, or not the weapon, leaves and takes her to the surface, and she appears out of the weapon's mouth.
Yeah. Everyone's standing around. They're like, wow, Cloud, you sure did kill Tifa. And Cloud's like,
Everyone seems pretty not cool with it, but they're not as angry as I would expect them to be.
Well, as we've discussed, they've already accepted that Cloud just randomly kills innocent people, and they're fine, like, rolling with him, so they can't really, like, be upset when he kills one of them.
That's
true. That his whole
they,
thing.
They had to have known it was going to happen eventually. And Tifa shows up, and she collapses.
Oh, no!
Antifa, no! And the weapon opens its mouth, and Antifa comes out.
Antifa comes out. Remember when Antifa burnt down all the cities?
Yeah.
That was crazy, man. There's no more urban centers left in America.
I know. They tore down all the government buildings, too.
They stole all the stuff from Walgreens, so they had to close select locations.
Yeah, they smashed the window at a Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, that's why they have to put things like liquor and makeup behind locked cabinets at the department store now.
Yeah, because of Antifa.
Well, we don't have those kind of riots here in Canada. We have riots for important reasons, like hockey game, your favorite hockey teams winning or losing, or Guns N' Roses and Metallica cancel their concert.
Wow.
That's why we have riots. Or vaccines.
Sports riots are the best riots because
vaccines.
It will happen like your team loses the world champions and people smash up your town. Your team wins the world championship and people smash up your towns. It does not matter.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's a big sports game. Let's smash everything.
The Canucks are in the playoffs again this year.
Oh.
So they said this time they will not have big street parties after last time.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So Tifa collapses, and she wakes up back in Gongaga, and we get a nice little scene with her and Cloud.
Yeah. She's like, "What's up, dude?
He does
You
apologize.
killed me."
He knows how to apologize. She doesn't actually address it. She doesn't say anything about it. But he does apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the first time he's apologized. He's like, "Hey, there literally feels like there's two people, or there's multiple people inside me, and I don't know which one's real anymore, and I don't know what's happening to me."
Yeah.
I think that's great, and he thinks that he is experiencing cellular degradation because of his soldier treatment. And she's like, no, I don't think that's what's happening. And then she, because she saw all those visions, is like, you were actually the only one who was there for me consistently when I needed it, and you kind of always have been. and they almost share
Except
a
for,
kiss.
you know,
Except for
2
the time he
hours
tried
ago.
to kill her, yeah.
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 And they almost do a kissy kiss.
But then they're interrupted by Red 13 and Yuffie, who are like leaning against the door, and we hear them going,
Say kiss, kiss, kiss.
I have a working theory that Red 13 has a crush on Yuffie because he's always letting her like ruffle his fur and sit on his back and like ride him around and do all kinds of things that he doesn't allow anyone else to do.
It's true.
I like that they give him fun little character moments like that.
We'll talk about another one of them in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So everyone in the party is like, what do we do now? We don't know what to do. But we learned about lots of different planet stuff when we saw the weapon, and there seems to be a lot more going on based on what Tifa saw. So where do we go for answers? And Red 13 is like, hey, let's go to Cosmo Canyon. My grandpa is totally not a complete dick who's going to shoot your theory down as soon as they come out of your mouth.
Yeah, he's like, my grandpa knows
Jim.
everything about the planet, and he'll teach us all about the weapons, and if anyone knows about this stuff, it's him.
So we decide...
I haven't played that far, Jim.
You'll find out.
Yeah. And Cisne is like, oh, I know this Bronco pilot company. And I was like, Bronco? Why does this sound
Oh,
familiar?
yeah. I was like, how
she's
tiny
like,
is that
"There's-
Bronco?
There's a little airstrip outside of the town, and you can go find a pilot.
Yeah, we got to
And
make some smoke
get to the
signals.
airstrip. And they're like, oh, just light up some smoke. I thought he'd have like a smoke thing or a flare gun or something. But no, you got to do. Fortunately, there's a fun exchange here where Yuffie's like, smoke signals. What do you learn about in school? And you don't know how to make smoke signals? And Aerith's like, I don't know. We just learned about facts and stuff. She's like, what do you teach you out in Midgar? It was great.
So we signal the plane, and guess who it is? It's our good friend.
Wait,
Sid.
Aerith didn't even go to school. She was in Hojo prison. That's not
She
fair.
was homeschooled, yeah.
Are you saying
Yeah.
Aerith is just stupid?
No, she was home, like, because she's asking about what schools in Midgar were like, but Aerith wouldn't know. She was in Hojo prison.
Yeah, I
She
like the
had
idea that
private
she never
tutoring
actually...
from Shinra's foremost scientist. She should know everything.
That's true.
I like
He
the
is
idea
kind
of her like
psycho,
not
though.
knowing basic facts or how things work because she was in Shinra HQ all the time as a kid. Like she doesn't know she doesn't know math or history or any of that. They should make that part of the character.
But she knows everything
Yeah.
about Shinra corporate structure and
Yeah.
yeah, she knows their org chart.
yeah.
Yeah, mech design and such.
Yeah.
She knows about SWOT analysis and
Yeah, she's on a task force for how to increase Mako output.
yeah.
Oh jeez, it's Sid Highwind. That's who's flying
The
that's
little
who's Bronco
tiny
Airlines
Bronco
guy.
shows up.
Wow.
Yeah, Tiny Bronco. Tiny Bronco is not a broken plane that you can only go through shallow water anymore. It's a full-on plane.
Yay!
Our favorite chain smoking pilot from the first game.
He's not smoking anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, he's not smoking in this one.
yeah. Guess
He's
he
also
cleaned his
not really
accent.
cursing either.
Yeah, he's not cursing. He seems nice. He seems
He
a
does.
lot nicer.
He's not an abusive jerk.
Yeah, I don't trust him. I mean, in the first game, he was systematically abusing a woman for years, and I haven't seen any evidence that
right.
he's not
Yeah.
doing that.
Oh,
That's
I
true.
forgot
We
about
don't
that.
we don't know that he isn't guilting a woman into being his servant.
I forgot about that particular.
Element of
side
his
plot.
character.
I like his design. I like how close it is to the original design. I like his pilot jacket. I like his little what do you call it? It's like an ascot thing that he has. I love it. I'm think in the original series we did, I'm on the record as saying I love Sid Highwind. I think he's a cool
He
character.
does look like Josh Holloway, though.
Josh Holloway.
From Lost.
Yeah, from Lost. Sawyer.
Oh,
He
yeah,
reminds
he
me a lot of
does.
Sawyer.
He does. Yeah, but you know, he's not a playable character. He's just a taxi service. So you get into his plane and you get to control it a little bit. Not really, but
Yeah,
a little
not
bit.
really. It pushes you around.
Yeah.
And it's motion control. I guess you can control it with the controller as well. But
I tried
you're
to do
supposed
that,
be
and I
using the
found it.
motion.
I found it to be not very responsive.
Yeah, I
Which
tried
part?
it a
The-
little
the
bit, and you can
motion
just kind of
controller,
like tip
yeah.
the plane
Yeah.
back and forth with the motion controls.
Yeah, yeah. Not as fun as I thought it would be, but at least it's not another stupid mini game.
I did like the cut to when they're all boarding the plane and Barrett, he's like, okay, we got to be really careful with weight balance because this is a small plane. And Barrett is like hunkered. He doesn't even get a seat. He's too big for the seats on the plane. So he's in the back. And then Red 13 is digging his claws in out of fear like a cat would. And Barrett's like, claws.
That's great.
Yeah. Fun little character moments.
Yeah. So
And Yuffie throws up.
Yeah, she
Yuffie
was
throws up,
excited
yes.
to go on initially, and then she's like, I didn't think I'd get motion sick at the sky.
And then we get a cutscene of Hojo experimenting on a soldier, and who is that?
And I
soldier?
like that it takes its time to reveal
Yeah.
who he's experimenting on. At first, I thought the person had the tattoo saying 50, like that they were number 50, but it says SC, I think. But maybe is this a Crisis Core thing?
Shinra Corporation, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
But who is it?
SC.
Our
It's
best
Roche.
friend, Roche.
Why is Roche getting superior
Because,
genetic modifications?
As we know, Roche's goal in life is to get with Cloud. He keeps trying, he can't manage it, and he knows he's going to have an upgrade if he ever wants to top that twink.
That's true.
Top that twink.
Top that twink.
It's America's favorite game show, sweeping the nation. Top that twink. Do 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 do.
And that is the end of the chunker. You guys want to talk about some side quests?
Yes, please.
There's
Yes,
some fun
I want
ones.
to talk about Oh Chicken, Where Art Thou?
We all want to
Okay.
talk about that.
Pretty great.
And I want to talk
I
about
didn't
story
do-
time with Red 13.
Which one's that?
Oh, maybe that one's not till later?
I think that's in the next wave of side quests.
Wow.
Chapter
Okey-dokey.
12.
But you can tell us, did you do Missing Mr. Birdie with the kids in Coral
And Cloud Jr.?
Yes.
and Cloud Jr.?
Yeah. John,
You can
tell us
talk about
about
that
Oh
one.
Chicken, Where Art Thou?
All right, well, this is basically the one side quest I did this chunker because I was just wanting to finish it. You know, this is a long one. So I did Oh Chicken, Where Art Thou, which is the sexy grandma in Gongaga. She has a bunch of chickens and she's very proud of them. But something happened due to all the holes in her shed, and all her bestest chickens ran away. She does call them hens, but I'm pretty sure those are roosters because they crow. They have the waddles. Aren't those roosters and those aren't hens?
Well, I'm
Vanessa?
not an expert, but yeah, in my understanding, a rooster does cock-a-doodle-doo and it has a waddle.
So we got to get there's another name for the thing on a rooster, isn't there? It's not just a waddle.
What are you
Isn't there a
talking
better
about?
name for it?
Like
The little things that grow out of a rooster's chin.
a beard?
Yes, a rooster's beard.
That's what they call it, isn't it? It's like
Sure.
because turkeys have them too. Turkeys have beards.
Jim's
Okay.
the only one of us who's kept chickens, so he would know.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So she's asked. This is a Zelda quest. This is a collect all the chickens and return them to the roost. However, in this one, she's like, "Oh, just use my old clanker."
Yeah, you have to drag this like old aluminum tin like around this old like tin container around, and the chicken I guess really likes it.
I think
Jim
that
says I had to stop
sometimes-
saying clanker because it sounded like a
You-
Mad Max
You kept
euphemism
saying-
for
yeah,
vagina.
You kept saying clanger, and I was like, that sounds like
Clanger, that's
something
it.
from a Mad Max movie.
I think that sometimes it has food in it because if the chicken catches it, they get upset with it and they're like not interested in it anymore.
Yeah, you have to
they
keep
take
it
the food
just
and then
ahead of it.
they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta. So it's all about baiting the chicken by putting it down and then slowly dragging it back towards her house. You have to sort of walk backwards, but there's at least an icon showing you where you should be walking.
It's still not easy
as you
though because you can't see behind you.
No, you can't see behind you. Well, you can't. You can turn the camera, but then you can't see what the chicken's
Right,
doing
and
because the chicken might
Yeah.
stop. And if the chicken stops, you have to stop. And then later on, the chicken might charge, and then you got
Yeah.
to drag it right away if the chicken is charging. It took me a couple of tries
This
to get
was-
through these.
This was a little frustrating, but I felt like it ended before it got truly annoying.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because it like so the last one is super far away. You have to
Yeah.
get Red 13 to guide you all the way out to this field. But then you do fight another bird.
Yeah, there's like
And-
a dinosaur bird out there.
Yeah. And after you fight the dinosaur, but it does see, what I like is it's like it tricks you. It gives you the distance back to the house at like 138 meters. You're like, oh, this is going to take like 10 minutes
Yeah.
to get the chicken back. At least, even if you do screw up, you can pick it up and drop it again. You don't have to go, the chicken won't make it all the way back.
Yes, yeah. I like that, yeah.
But you get like 10 meters back to the house, and then the chicken comes to attack, or the dino chicken comes to attack. And you do a fight, and after you defeat the dino chicken, then the rooster just tells Red 13 that it's going home, and don't worry. and so
Yeah,
you
I
don't
think
have
that
to do it.
was that Poppy. Poppy's like, oh,
Pipley,
yeah, my
Pippily.
adventurous spirit has been quashed. I now see how dangerous life is away from my lovely coop. So I'm going home where it's
And
safe
so-
and I'll be loved.
Pipley, I have some bad news for you, because you get home and the lovely old lady's like, oh, thank you so much for getting my chickens back. Oh, I know how I'm going to reward you with a nice big fat chicken dinner. Say good night, Pipley. And the camera like zooms in on her and does this
It
like
goes
Dutch
askew,
tilt.
and she's like, "Good night, Peppily."
And then you just hear the sounds of eating.
Yeah.
And it cuts back to Red 13, and he has eaten the chicken, but feels very guilty about it.
Yeah,
He's like, that chicken could have had a full life.
Well, Red 13 is a carnivore, and he is come face to
Mm-hmm.
face with his beastly nature.
It's a very poetic way to look at it.
I just love how psychotic she looks when she's about to kill Pippily.
It's pretty great.
Vanessa, can you send me your version of that picture? Because I think yours is going to be higher quality
Sure.
than mine. Yeah. I had to take mine from the video.
Ah.
I'll talk about a side quest, and it's called The Pursuit of Perfection. You find a blacksmith out in the jungle in Gongaga, and he's very interested in Barrett's gun arm.
Hey,
He says,
Jim,
"Oh,
you don't find
yeah.
a blacksmith out there. You find Matt.
this guy does look just like
I
our
haven't
own
done this
Matthew
yet.
Van Zandt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there
You can spoil it. Don't worry.
You find a blacksmith named Izo who is very taken with Barrett's prosthetic gun arm, and you actually learn a lot about it. He asks you where it's from, or maybe he recognizes who made it. I can't remember. But they explain how it works. Apparently, the person who made Barrett's prosthetic built an adapter that he can attach weapons to, and also it includes a materia in it that generates bullets, which is how he always has bullets in his gun.
My theory has been quashed. They're made out of his bodily fluids.
It's not his pee and poop.
Hey, I'm back.
unfortunately.
Welcome
Hey,
back,
Matt's
Matt.
back.
Hey,
We're just talking about your
Matt's
cameo
back.
in the game.
All of the girls. Okay.
I feel like this is very mean. I'm seeing a picture
Yeah,
of him
that's
now.
mean, Vanessa. You would not appreciate it
That's
if I said
very
something
mean.
like that. Okay, well, I guess if you want to find me in the
Just-
game, I'm the fat slob that lives by himself in the forest.
Wait till we get to the singing lady in Nibelheim.
Yeah.
Then you can
That is
say that's
100%
Vanessa.
me.
So
Yeah.
anyway, Cloud gets captured, or like he gets all fucked up by Mako, and we cut back to Gongaga Town, and it's the girls. And guess what happens next?
We did all that.
What?
Yeah, we did.
Fucking
we did it
sons
while you were
of bee
gone.
stings.
Yeah. We're talking
You
side
mother
quests now.
fluffers.
And we already talked about Chicken Chase.
We did talk about Chicken
Did you
Chase.
talk about how much I fucking
Chicken
hated
chaser?
it? I bet that the three of you were like, we loved it. We chased chickens. It was terrible. Terrible.
It was great. I loved it.
We loved it.
Back
We
up
loved the ending.
slowly. Back up slowly, and if you turn the camera around, you're fucked. The ending was great. That's right. You eat one of the chickens. It's crazy.
I felt like that was like it's one of there's many Easter eggs in this game referencing our podcast. But I do feel like eating Pippley was a reference
Yeah.
to our famous segment, Would You Eat This Bird?
Well, and obviously,
You're
just
right,
the chickens in general were a reference to the fact that Vanessa is the chicken lady.
And there's a painting of Vanessa, was it Greg who found the painting of Vanessa in the spooky house?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Izo gets very inspired by Barrett's gun arm, and he's like, I want to make something that can be really cool, but I need some ingredients first. And this is a fetch quest where you have to go find some ingredients, and you have to follow some markers and find some draconite ore.
Well, it's not just markers. He has like a little journal. And so he has
Oh,
drawings
that's right.
of the area. So you follow his drawings. I thought that was kind of fun, actually.
It was fun, yeah. I like the way this was done. And when you bring him his ingredients back, he makes Barrett a new weapon. The Fafnir rifle, which is pretty cool. And Izo seems like a fun guy. Also,
He's
he
great.
seems to be part of the Shinra resistance because there is a mural of that animated dog on the side of his
Stamp.
house.
I just want to
Wow,
say
wow,
that
wow.
I
Yeah.
played this. Is Stamp a symbol of the resistance? I thought Stamp was a symbol of Shinra.
It's
They
one that's been co-opted
co-opted,
by
yeah.
the resistance.
Oh, that's right. They used it to point the way. I just want to say I played this today, and I don't remember him saying that it's got a built-in materia that makes bullets. Did anybody else catch
Maybe
that? Jim, be quiet. No.
maybe-
Anybody else?
I don't remember that.
John? John hasn't done it yet. I remember him talking about how impressive it is that Barrett like hits things with it because it should shatter all the bones left in his arm, and he's like, "Oh
Don't
no,
say
it's got this
shattered
amazing."
bones. It's very insensitive.
It's got amazing. It's got amazing like shock resistant properties.
Shock absorbers,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember it saying a word
I
about
think maybe
creating bullets from materia. I think that we are all still in
think-
agreement, except for Jim, that is his semen and his blood.
No, I think this inspired me to Google
Piz and
it.
shiz.
I mean, at some
It's
point
not-
you
it's
switch
not
from a
piss
gun
and
that has
shit.
bullets to a gun that has lasers.
Yeah, what's the laser? That can't be pee and or
Imagination.
poop.
Poop has a lot of.
Oh, so he's not actually firing anything. He's going zap zap zap.
Yep.
Poop has a lot of like methane
That's
in it.
fun.
You could probably use that to create like lasers.
That's how science works.
Mm-hmm.
Is laser made of gas?
No, it's made of light.
I saw a cool article the other day that the United Kingdom has deployed their first laser on a battleship. It's used to shoot down missiles.
Pew pew
It's got two lasers,
Cool.
actually.
Does it go
It's got
pew?
laser guidance, and then it's got a much stronger laser that shoots fucking missiles out of the sky.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
fucking
I think
sweet.
that's great.
Well, and they part of the article talked about how much fucking cheaper it is because bullets and missiles and shit cost money, and lasers cost not much.
Energy.
I think the more technology we have to prevent effective missile strikes from anyone is good.
Yep.
Does anybody else have a side quest that they would like to talk about?
I feel like
have
everything I'm going to
we-
bring up is from later in the game.
Have we talked about the proto-relic quest for this chunker?
Oh, no.
No.
Turks,
No, we have
Turks,
not.
Turks. I'll give it this. This one was really fucking easy. Also,
Is this in Gongaga or
Yes,
Gongaga.
this is Gongaga.
has
Okay.
anybody noticed that we went from the grasslands where there were 3 of each Chadley mission to Gongaga where there are 5 of each Chadley mission? Calm the fuck down, game. I don't need fucking if Cosmo Canyon's got 6 of these, I'm done. I'm out.
Don't you want to
Oh,
make Chadley happy?
you're gonna love the Cosmo Canyon Proto Relic. You're gonna absolutely love it.
Matt might, though. He's like that.
I mean, I loved the Junon regions one. I think it was one of the
Yeah.
best parts of this game. So it's possible. This one was fine. It was just boring. John, if you don't want spoilers, go ahead and put your little fingies in your
Nah,
ears.
it's fine. It's
You just kind of
fine.
find a series of underground training bases that you learn are for the Turks, where they train new Turks, and you get a series of virtual fights against fiends and Shinra soldiers. And then the last one, you have to fight virtual Rude and what's her name, Elena?
Elena, yeah.
Yeah, it has this whole narrative story. It's like, oh, the president's been kidnapped, and then in its narrative, Rude and Elena have betrayed the Turks, and it's like, we're teaching you that
Yeah.
you can't ever, have real friends in the Turks. You have to be ready to kill anyone at any time.
Yeah, teamwork is important, but also you might have to kill your friends. I skipped all the cutscenes for this because I've hit the skip the cutscenes part. Not for the story stuff, but for the side quest stuff, I don't fucking care.
Oh man, I'm notorious for skipping cutscenes. I did not skip a single cutscene in this game.
It's not something to be proud of. It's
Treasuring up
garbage.
every little moment.
Did we talk about the making Gongaga mushroom soup?
No, I fucking hated
Yep.
this. We should talk about it. The worst mini game in the game for my money.
Mushroom pulling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well,
Is
it's
this a
very
one-off?
strange.
Does it ever come back? Can this game stop
doesn't-
No.
fucking giving me mini games, please? Like, oh my god, I love mini
Yeah,
games.
you
but it's
never-
too much. I'm not playing Mario
You
Party.
never do this. You never do this again. And like the whole conceit is that you have to move the mushroom in a direction where it has like the most give. And
Yeah,
then,
it's like the
and then
least
pull it.
resistance to the most resistance or something. And I
Yeah,
guess it's
and then you
trying
have to
to
pull
use
it.
the haptic like pad to tell you, but I found it
It
really
does not
hard to
work.
pick up. Yeah.
This was the one thing that I failed and lost relationship points.
Oh no.
I plucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I
kind
got
of failed
two.
too.
I got 2 perfect plucks out of 3.
Really?
And then the third one I fucked up. And so when you do get a perfect pluck, Aerith will say, that was a perfectly punctual pluck. Like, it's a lot of alliteration. But
Yeah.
you'll see Cloud will lift his fist in the air like in victory, but his fucking stupid blank anime character face is just absolutely fucking blank. And it really, like, I really hated it. Like, you can't let this guy like smile because he did something nice. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this game?
Well, he's dead inside.
I guess.
Yeah.
But okay.
It's a hollow shell
but if
of a
he's
man.
dead inside, why is he like raising his fist to the air in victory like he's happy?
He's like
He's
trying to
mimicking
imitate
people
human
who can
emotions.
feel. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a robot.
I got 2 of the 3, and I guess I don't know how it affected my points. I have not paid that much attention to it. I don't care. I already went on the date with Tifa. What more could this possibly matter? Also, Kate Sith is always just like a gray cat face, and it never seems to change. So can you not change your relationship with Kate Sith, or what's the deal with that?
If it's gray, it's actually the best, I think.
I think you can't
What?
change your relationship
Yeah.
with Kate Sith, actually.
Yeah,
It doesn't
but I will
look
say
like
I
it,
found.
Vanessa. I think Jim, 6 months ago,
I don't
played
think you
this
can.
game. I don't know what
Yeah,
he
he
doesn't
doesn't know what
know
he's talking
But
about.
no. The color of the bubbles always confused me, so I had to look it up. And actually, I think some color that you wouldn't expect to be good is actually the best.
Okay, but the
Yeah,
Kate Sith
that's
one is
not
just like,
gray.
it never changes. It's just like a gray cat head.
Just static.
Yeah.
That's because that's how cats are. You have the relationship on their terms, not on your term.
He is also a robot who cannot experience real human-like emotion.
We don't know that.
Oh my
we
gosh,
don't know.
I just realized my cat's downstairs and I'm upstairs. Where's my cat? Kitty! We'll see if he comes.
Let's wrap up this episode.
Yeah,
No, I
everybody
just
was
got
my
back. We
cat.
got to talk about the girl power section. It was so good.
Nope.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. Next time, we are going to be playing through the end of Chapter 10. I would say Chapter 10 is where things really, really ramp up in a big way from a story standpoint. It kind of goes from 20 to like 80.
You've lost a
in Chapter
lot
10.
of credibility because you told us that like 4 episodes ago. And it was a lie.
I agree with Jim. I enjoyed this part of the game. I liked the golden saucer. I'm having fun.
We're well past the golden saucer.
We're not well past it. We're slightly
That
past
was last
This is
episode.
last chunker.
Yeah.
100
So, yeah, next
years
time-
ago.
I will say I'll save it for my Squarely Against.
Yeah, save it.
Yes. Yeah, so next time, finishing Chapter 10, Squarely Against.
How many
I would
chapters
like to
is
say
this game?
that 14. I will say that I think getting around Gongaga was stupid and terrible. And I did not like having to find my way around and discover all these paths that were in the jungle and do the mushrooms. Thought it was annoying.
Yep.
I didn't like it.
Agree.
John, what are you Squarely Against?
I'm roundly for chicken grandma cooking that chicken. You keep on cooking,
Chicken
grandma. Vanessa, what are you roundly for?
How are you roundly for?
How are you roundly for?
I'm squarely against the map music in Gonzaga. I think someone in our Facebook group said that they liked
Gonzaga. The
it.
cheese?
Gonzaga.
Yeah, Gonzaga.
I do not like it. I found it really irritating.
You don't like children's choirs?
I do sometimes. I like them if they're creepy. Like in every movie preview ever now.
Like
Where
in
there's,
the
like-
worst trailer I've seen this year, the new trailer for Beetlejuice, where they have a children's creepy choir singing Deo of all fucking songs.
100%.
I like that. I like it.
Hate
Love
it.
it.
Sorry.
Garbage.
And Resident Evil 7,
going.
when they have the slowed down version of Go Tell Aunt
I want to
Rhodey
stop
or whatever.
recording.
Oh, okay.
Johnny has television to watch.
Is that all of us?
No.
Matt, what are you squarely against?
I'm roundly for the great girl power section. I loved it. Maybe calling it the girl power section is regressive, but having Aerith and Tifa and Yuffie all in one fun party was fantastic. And also, Tifa is so fucking fun to play as. Like, it's almost like a joke. Like, what's the joke, Square? That the game could be way better than it is? That I could be having a much better time if I was able to play as Tifa? If you killed Cloud, this game would be way better?
Yeah, it's just a prank.
It's just
On me?
The greatest trick the devil ever played was making Cloud the main character of Final Fantasy VII.
It's a bummer, but I really loved that section of the game. I had a great time. I wish it did it more. That's how I
All
leveled
right.
up.
Well, before we sign off, let's make sure to tell our listeners about our wonderful Patreon, on the likes of which you can find great content. Like you guys had a fun discussion about Tacoma that just went on the Patreon feed as of this recording last night.
That's right. You weren't invited.
That's fun. I was, but I chose not to RSVP.
Aw.
Not even RSVP. It's not that you chose to decline, you just didn't even RSVP. Wow. What?
Yeah, left you on red.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Wow.
You did RSVP. You RSVP'd yes, and then you didn't show up. And we paid for your plate
true.
at this fucking wedding, and then you did not show up.
You ordered the chicken and you didn't even eat it.
And then I messaged you while you were recording, and you
That's
literally
right.
wrote back, "Who is this?"
That's right. Jim, I'm too busy. I have to pack banks. The minute we
That
hit
made me laugh.
record, the minute we hit record, we all get a Steam message. Jim Banks is playing Half-Life 2. You son of a bitch.
That made me laugh. I saw on my Steam Deck a little notification that said from Vanessa, "Hey, how is Half-Life 2?" And I just responded, "Who is this?"
Vanessa was like, maybe it's kids playing it. And I was like, don't fucking delude yourself.
Also on the Patreon, we have movie commentaries. We've got level up episodes. We've got Square Roots versus episodes. Tons of cool content on there going back many years. This month, Vanessa's going to have us play the Gamergate. What is that what it's
Yep.
called? Little Gamergate?
Little
It's
Gamergate.
called Lil Gator Game. It's
Little Gamergate.
LIL Gator Game. It's on Game Pass, but I think you can also get it on Steam or PlayStation or wherever. Switch, probably.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
yeah.
I'm excited.
If you'd like to sign up for that Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. At the $3 level, you get access to all the content I just mentioned. At the $5 level, you get access to all that sweet content plus the ability to vote on games that we play on the show. We will have another vote up shortly. I think we actually just finalized our nominations as of the beginning of this recording session. So that's fun. Look for that on the Patreon shortly. Another benefit of being a patron is that we like to personally thank some of our patrons on the show every week. I'm going to kick us off this week by thanking Ryan, Saul Wagner, David Shook. Hats off to a full recovery for Vanessa,
Oh, thanks.
Huxley Iguana, and Eric Garb.
I'd like to thank Amanda Pyers. It makes me uncomfortable to hear my name read on a podcast. Mary, Queen of Scoffs, Matt Jorgensen, Jake Dickerson, and Jan B. Quackeroatman.
I'd like to thank Seth G, Sammy Mitchell, Omen Rand, Sean Walsh, RP Siege, Robert T, and Justin Ham.
And I'd like to thank Stephen Paget, Brian Pitt, Ari Kopavara, Arthur A., Joshua W. Broxson, and Seattle Sounders will host Club World Cup in 2025. Keep believing. The Mariners are also going to win the World Series.
All right. Well, if you'd like to send us an email to have read on the show, our email address is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. We have a Facebook group that you can check out. It's called the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people. Or B-skeet at us at squarerootspod.bsky.social.
Please rate and review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on YouTube. Links in the show notes.
All right. For Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm Johnny Brandon.
And I'm Vanessa.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.